After blessing his sons, Jacob took his last breath and passed away. Joseph wept over his father and kissed him. He then ordered the Egyptian physicians to embalm Jacob's body, a process that took 40 days. The Egyptians mourned for Jacob for 70 days. Joseph went to Pharaoh and asked permission to take his father's body back to Canaan, as Jacob had requested before his death. Pharaoh agreed and allowed Joseph to go. A large group, including Joseph's brothers, Egyptian officials, and chariots, traveled to Canaan. When they reached the threshing floor of Atad, they mourned for Jacob for 7 more days. The Canaanites saw their deep sorrow and called the place Abel Mizraim, meaning mourning of the Egyptians. Finally, they buried Jacob in the cave of Machpelah, the burial place of Abraham and Isaac. Afterward, Joseph and his brothers returned to Egypt. After Jacob's death, Joseph's brothers became fearful. They thought that Joseph might take revenge on them for selling him into slavery years ago. They sent a message to Joseph saying, "Before he died, our father told us to ask for your forgiveness." Then they came before him, bowed down, and said, "We are your servants." Joseph wept and reassured them, saying, "Don't be afraid. Am I in the place of God? You intended to harm me, but God meant it for good, to accomplish what is now being done, the saving of many lives." Joseph lived to see 3 generations of his family. Before he died, he told his brothers, "God will surely come to your aid and take you up out of this land to the land he promised to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob." Joseph made the Israelites swear an oath, saying, "When God comes to your aid, carry my bones up from this place." Then, at the age of 110, Joseph passed away. He was embalmed and placed in a coffin in Egypt, waiting for the day his people would return to the Promised Land. Joseph's story ends with a powerful message of faith and forgiveness. He understood that God's plan was greater than his suffering. No matter what trials we face, God can turn hardships into blessings. Joseph's trust in God's promises reminds us to stay faithful and let him work through our lives.